At first, it's barely noticeable. The sunrise creeps in a little earlier. The shadows grow longer, then vanish too soon. Days begin to shrink, not by minutes, but by hours. And then, it hits the Earth is spinning faster. Not just a little faster, twice as fast. What begins as a curiosity turns into a cascade of chaos. Earth's current rotation gives us a 24-hour day. Double that speed, and suddenly a day is just 12 hours long. That means the sun rises and sets twice as fast. Every hour the sky changes. Night falls like a curtain. Morning bursts in like an explosion. Time itself feels broken, compressed, distorted. But this isn't just about clocks. It's about physics, about a planet being ripped at the seams. The first consequence? Gravity itself begins to warp, spin faster, and the centrifugal force pulling outward from the equator increases. Right now, it's just enough to slightly counteract gravity, making you a little lighter at the equator than at the poles. But double the speed, and that effect intensify. People near the equator would feel lighter by nearly a full kilogram. Water would surge toward the middle of the planet. The oceans would bulge outward, flooding coastlines, reshaping nations. Jakarta, Miami, Kolkata drowned. Entire island chains would vanish beneath the rising equatorial seas. Meanwhile, the poles would become frozen deserts, drained of water, compressed under increasing pressure. But the planet wouldn't just look different. It would feel different. The faster spin would flatten the Earth further. Our planet, already an oblate spheroid, would become even more squashed. Mountains near the equator might begin to slip tectonic plates under increasing stress from the redistribution of mass. And then there's the wind. The faster Earth spins, the more violent the atmosphere becomes. The Coriolis effect, which governs wind and weather patterns, would double in strength. Jet streams would scream across the sky. Storms would spin tighter and faster. Megastorms that form and dissipate within hours, but with the destructive power of a week-long hurricane. Tornadoes become more frequent. Cyclones grow unpredictable. The weather map becomes a blur of chaos. Daylight becomes a race against time. With just 6 hours of daylight before the sun sets again, plants must photosynthesize faster if they can. Some species wouldn't survive the change. Crops fail. Ecosystems scramble to adapt, but many won't make it. Animals that rely on circadian rhythms, birds, insects, even humans face biological confusion. Sleep cycles fracture. Migration patterns break. Reproduction windows close. Humanity tries to adapt. Cities install permanent artificial lighting. Energy use skyrockets. Farmers build vertical farms underground, lit by LEDs. But it's not enough. Food shortages begin. Clocks no longer sync with biology. People lose track of time, literally. A year still takes 30, but now, there are twice as many sunrises, twice as nights. Time feels accelerated. Society stumbles under the illusion of productivity, but burns out faster. And the worst might still be beneath our feet. The faster Earth spins, the more energy it holds in its rotation. That energy builds tension in tectonic boundaries. Earthquakes become more frequent. Volcanoes begin to awaken. The molten heart of the Earth doesn't spin at the same rate, but the crust above it does. That friction, magnified, shakes the foundations of the planet. Satellites struggle to keep up. Orbit dynamics change. GPS grows unreliable. Communications flicker. Space agencies scramble to recalculate trajectories. Launch windows shrink. Space itself becomes harder to reach. But the most terrifying change of all isn't physical, it's psychological. A 12-hour day forces civilization to confront a brutal reality. There's not enough time. Not enough time to work, to rest, to recover. Sleep schedules collapse. Mental health disorders spike. The pace of life becomes unbearable. The world spins faster, and so must we. But we aren't built for this. Governments declare clock neutrality, trying to preserve the illusion of a 24-hour day, artificial days and nights, digital suns and moons. But nature doesn't care about our calendar. The sun rises and sets at twice the speed, and the world forgets how to breathe. And yet, some survive. New cultures emerge, hyper-efficient cities, genetically engineered crops, humans adapted to shorter days, shorter lives, a faster world, with faster minds, but always under pressure. And so the question remains, in a world that never slows down, would we adapt, or would we break? Because one truth remains constant, even as the planet spins faster than ever before. Time waits for no one. But what if time was spinning out of control?